All right, today we're diving into something really cool, a new AI agent that could totally revolutionize how we find new medicines. And believe me, this is one of the biggest challenges in all of science. So let's just start with a number, a huge number that really sets the stage for this whole thing. Billions. Yep, billions of dollars. That's what it costs, on average, to get just one single drug from an idea in a lab all the way to your local pharmacy. It's just a staggering amount of money.
Okay, so why the heck does it cost so much? Well, the problem is that the old way of discovering drugs is, well, it's long, it's insanely expensive, and to be honest, it fails most of the time. Think about it like this. You're looking for one tiny specific key that fits one incredibly complicated lock in our body, but you have to search through trillions and trillions of possible keys.
And yeah, this search doesn't happen overnight. Not even close. We're talking about a timeline that can easily stretch past a decade. You've got years of just basic research, then you move into preclinical trials, then years more of clinical trials, and that's all before you even get to the final boss, regulatory approval. It is a marathon, for sure.
Okay, so you'd think, hey, let's throw some AI at this, and we have. AI has definitely started to speed up some parts of this whole process. But here's the twist. Instead of being a simple fix, it's actually created a whole new set of problems for scientists to deal with. The big issue is that the AI world for drug discovery is, well, the paper calls it fragmented. What that means is there isn't one single system that does everything. Instead, scientists are trying to juggle a whole bunch of different super specialized AI tools. And to make them all play nicely together, you basically have to be a genius in both biology and computer science. It's not easy. And that's exactly where this new idea comes into play. What these researchers have built is something that acts less like a messy toolbox and more like, well, like an entire expert research team all rolled into one. Meet BioChemAIgent. That's its name. And what it is at its core is something called an agentic framework. It's basically a master system designed to manage and run the whole show. All those complicated, interconnected steps of early drug discovery from the very beginning to the very end. So, what on earth is an agentic framework? The easiest way to think about it is like an expert AI project manager. You give it a big picture goal, and it's smart enough to break that down into a detailed step-by-step plan. Then it goes off on its own and uses all the different tools it needs to get the job done. It's like a manager who knows exactly which specialist on the team to call for every single task. And the team of digital specialists it manages, it's pretty incredible. We're talking about AIs that can do small molecule analysis, others that can model these super complex proteins, some that run docking simulations to see how a drug and a protein might fit together, and it can even create visualizations of all the data for you.
Okay, that all sounds amazing on paper, right? But how does it actually perform in the real world? Let's walk through a great example from the research paper where they really put this system to the test.
So check this out. It all kicks off with an incredibly simple command. A scientist just types in the request using plain, normal English, like you're just talking to a helpful lab assistant. In this case, they just wrote, "Doc ibuprofen to human COX-1." That's literally it. Now, as soon as that simple prompt goes in, a whole cascade of complex stuff starts happening behind the scenes. See, the agent doesn't just sit there waiting for more instructions. It understands the goal and right away starts putting together a smart, multi-step plan to get it done. And what's really cool is the agent tells you exactly what it's going to do. It lays out its whole plan. Step 1, find the right protein structure in a database. Step 2, get the 3D models of both the protein and the ibuprofen molecule ready to go. And step 3, pick the best tool for the job and run the simulation. The results? Absolutely remarkable. The agent doesn't just spit out some random data. It gets the right answer. It correctly pinpoints this crucial interaction with a specific amino acid, which is the key to how ibuprofen actually works in our bodies. That is the exact same conclusion a human expert would come to after tons of work. So this one example really shows you what a massive leap forward this is. It's not just about getting the right answer. It's about the entire process, how we get to that answer. And this is where you can really see the difference. The old way, a total mess of different tools, you needed to be a coding wizard, and it was a nightmare for other scientists to try and reproduce your work. But the BioChemAIgent way, it's all in one place. You control it just by talking to it, and it automatically creates a workflow that's totally transparent and easy for anyone to replicate. It's a game changer. So this new way of doing things really boils down to three huge wins. First, it's way more accessible. You don't have to be a coder to use it. Second, it's reproducible. Every single step is logged, which is massive for good science. And finally, it's community-driven. It's built so that other scientists can add to it and make it even better over time.
Okay, so let's zoom out. What does all of this actually mean for the future of medicine and science?
I think what we're seeing is a really fundamental shift in how science itself is done. AI is evolving from just being a tool that you use to becoming a true collaborator that you partner with. This lets human scientists focus on the big, creative what-if questions, the what and the why, while their AI partner takes care of all the complicated technical legwork of the how. And that really leaves us with a pretty provocative thought to wrap this up. If AI can handle planning and running the experiments for us, that frees up all of our human brain power for the next great challenge. So the only real question left is, what new, bigger questions are we going to ask it to solve?